Here are your directions for your Firefly background. Put your name and teacher code on the back. To start, you'll need to decide on a circle size that you'd like to do for your moon. Remember, when you add paint rings, it will probably shrink a little bit. If you're worried about it shrinking too much, you may want to use a little bit bigger circle. You may put your circle wherever you would like near the top of your paper. Either side will do. Then you're ready to start adding paint. To start, we will be using the small palettes and a small brush with a black handle to make our colors. You'll start by getting some white and put it in your palette and kind of twist and scrape off your brush a little bit. We just need a little lump of white in there to make our moon. Then we're going to rinse our brush and we're going to get the tiniest bit of blue. If you get too much blue, then it's going to get dark very, very, very quickly. So I'm blotting my brush right now, making sure it's nice and dry, and getting the teeniest, tiniest little bit of blue. That might even be a little too much. So we're gonna kind of scrape off a little bit there and stir it, and it will still look almost white. That's what you want. Very, very, very light blue. And then very, very carefully paint inside of that circle that you made. Really take your time, use the tippy top of your brush, and paint inside of your circle. We are going to keep gradually adding a little bit of blue at a time to our white. A little bit at a time. If you add too much, we can't take it out. So it's just going to keep getting slightly darker every single time. Very, very carefully add your ring around the outside of your moon. So really, really take your time and go around it. It should only be a very, very slight difference in color. We are going to do this probably 3 to 4 times, depending on how much time you have. So try and get it around there at least 3 times if you can. Once again, just grab a little bit more blue. And it's okay if you don't rinse your brush every single time. Just please don't stir the blue paint, because we want other people to have the opportunity to make their own blue tints. Adding a little bit more. And if you put it on your paper and you test it a little bit and it doesn't look dark enough, you can always add a little bit more later. So same thing, very carefully go around that ring that you made without painting over it too much. And do this a couple more times. After you've made 3 or 4 rings, you can paint the rest of your sky. Your sky should probably be about a rested palm from the bottom. If you need to draw a line there so you remember, that's okay. Or you could even start by just making a line with your paintbrush so you know where your sky is going to start, so that when you add your grass, you know where your grass is going to start. And then you just use plain blue and a large dry brush to paint in. It's best to kind of keep going in that same motion to keep that circular shape in your moon. So go ahead and finish your whole entire sky, and remember to stop just before where your grass would go. Rinse and dry your brush extremely well before you start using that green. It's really, really important. We don't want extra water or paint inside of our green. Make sure it's ready to go before you switch. Then you can add just the tiniest bits of yellow so that you can get this kind of glowing appearance on your grass. You don't need to rinse your brush, but please don't stir the paint. Just dip a little bit in there and just make some streaks and very lightly spread that yellow out. Then we need to wipe our palette out with paper towel over the trash to get as much paint out as possible. It makes cleaning it so much easier if we just wipe it out. Just like that. Toss your paper towel, and then this is ready to be carefully rinsed.